Yo, how's it going? Oh god, I gotta adjust myself here because I'm stupid. Anyway, back here for another video, and my neighbor's dog is barking. That's cool. We'll just ignore that. Back for another video. This one's gonna be interesting because this is gonna be something I've never really tackled, nor do I think I'm any good at. But we'll give it a good old try. So, yeah, what this video is gonna be about is I'm gonna be talking about Dragon Ball movies because everyone likes Dragon Ball movies. Uh, and basically what I'm gonna talk about whether or not they could be canon. Yeah, that's how you do it. Now, before I get into the nitty gritty here, I need to clarify which movies I'll be talking about. I won't be including any of the original Dragon Ball movies like Curse of the Blood Rubies or whatever like that. I won't be including Path to Power. Nor will I be including the GT special, A Hero's Legacy. I also won't go into like the Dragon Ball Z specials like Bardock, the Father of Goku, or the Future of Trunks, whatever. God, something's like, yeah. Anyway, like Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, all that stuff. I won't be including those, so those will be omitted. And you have been warned. So if you watch this video and I don't talk about those, do not send a comment saying, "Oh, you forgot to talk about this one. Oh, you didn't do it good enough." I told you, I already said it in this video. So don't send me a comment trying to be all freaking smarty pants on me because I already said it. And yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So basically, I'm covering Dead Zone to Wrath of the Dragon. That's my range. That's the range of the movie. So yeah. So with that being said, to my right, because I keep looking to my right, so I might as well say it. To my right, I have a tab opened on another device that has the Dragon Ball movies in order. I've watched them all, but I know if I try to go off muscle memory, I'm going to screw up the order somehow. So this is a little insurance policy. You can't really see it. I'm pointing to nothing, but trust me, there's something open there. So let's forego all the nonsense babblings and whatnot, and just get this bad boy started. So first movie up on the docket is Dead Zone, the first Dragon Ball Z movie. All right, Dead Zone is interesting. Now, the thing that you want to look for in this movie is characters, specifically which characters appeal. And this kind of goes towards all the movies, right? Which characters appear, like what attacks can they perform, even mundane things like what are they wearing, because sometimes that can affect the movie. Believe it or not, there is an example I will bring. There is a point to this I will bring up, like characters and all that. So I will bring that up at one point, but right now, yeah. But anyway, like with Dead Zone, Goku, he's wearing his Turtle Hermit uniform. Now that uniform is only seen in the original Dragon Ball and the very early parts of Dragon Ball Z, aka the parts with Raditz, and I guess a little bit of King Kai, but mostly Raditz. So yeah, so that's one thing to look at. So right now all signs are pointing to this takes place during the time of Raditz. But another thing to support this is Piccolo. Piccolo still resents Goku. Now this only happens in Dragon Ball and Raditz, which is pretty much post Dragon Ball. So with those two factors out of the way, we can pretty much say that yeah, this is like Raditz time. Not to mention Gohan's wearing his little Emperor uniform with the Dragon Ball on his head, which he only has during the time of Raditz. So it's pretty much the time of Raditz during this movie. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into this movie. So another thing to look out for is uh let's see, Bulma and the others. Bulma, Master Roshi especially, they're wearing roughly the same clothes they would have during the time of Raditz. Now, to some people, this is a turnoff of the movie. This is where they would say this movie can't be canon because how can they have the clothes on here but then be wearing them in the time of Raditz? And to that, I say, hey, why can't Raditz appear in a different time? Why does it have to be at the time Dead Zone happens? Raditz could have appeared months later after Dead Zone. And before you say anything, no, I'm not basing this off of release date, okay? I'm not basing it off of that. Because if we do, then this entire video is going to be confusing as crap. I'm only basing it off of what we see in the movie. So, with all that being said, while some people may think that this movie couldn't be canon, I, however, am going to say, yeah, this movie could be canon. Mainly because, well, the biggest reason is Dragon Ball Z. There is a mini saga in there that people tend to look over because, well, it doesn't really do much in terms of the overall plot, but it's there, which is the Garlic Jr. saga. And that features the returning Garlic Jr., the main villain of Dead Zone. He even mentions that he's back because he escaped the Dead Zone. Now, you wouldn't really know that unless you watch Dead Zone. They're bringing back events from the movie, you see? And if they're going to reference the movie in a canonical show, then doesn't that mean the movie could be canon? Because let's think about the logic this way, right? People say Dragon Ball Super Broly is canon. Why is it canon? Oh, because they mentioned the Tournament of Power? Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, then. Dragon Ball Z mentions Dead Zone. So Dead Zone could be canon off of that logic. You see that? Also, now this one actually came to me recently. This one came in my head recently. Piccolo. This Dead Zone is set during the time of Raditz's arrival. And during that time, Piccolo had a special move. A special finishing move. His Special Beam Cannon. Which he developed for the sole purpose of killing Goku, but, well, details diddly do. Well, one thing to note is that Piccolo, during the entirety of Dead Zone, never uses that technique. Never. You can go back and watch it. He never uses that technique. Not at all. So that's freaking crazy. And also, this is all. Actually, this one just came to my head just now. Goku in this movie, he has the power pole. His power pole. And I don't fully remember, but I do know this much. During the time of Raditz, that power pole never made an appearance. Never. Never. But it made an appearance in Dead Zone. Now, why doesn't it make an appearance during the time of Raditz? Because, let's see. I can't think if it's either this movie or the second one, but like the power pole like gets left behind somewhere. So I assume that Goku at some point went out to go find it. But yeah, it doesn't appear in Z, the power pole. It appears in Dead Zone, which could be another reason why this movie could take place before Raditz happens. But that's just my 2 cents on it. Like I said, I'm not particularly good at this stuff. It would be much easier if I could just show scenes of the movie on screen, but my editing skills are blech. I mean, I can barely do a title card. Let's be honest. I mean, my entire setup is freaking noobish. Look at this. You can see my entire room. Anyway, we're not talking about me. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z. So, yeah. So, all that being taken into account, yeah, I definitely think that Dead Zone could be a canonical movie. I think the events that happen there could be canon. I'm not gonna say it's 100% canon, but I'm saying it could be. It's just a hypothetical. Like, this isn't me saying 100% canon, approved by me. Like, no, like I'm no Dragon Ball theologian. There's probably some point that I'm not mentioning or haven't realized that makes this movie completely non-canon, but I'm going off of what I remember seeing in the movie, and what I remember seeing, makes the movie canon in my opinion. So that's Dead Zone. 10 minutes gone. I've just talked about one movie. Oh god. Let's move things along, shall we? Up next is The World's Strongest. Yep. This is an interesting movie. These are all good movies too. By the way, Dead Zone's one of my favorite Dragon Ball movies. Just putting that out there. It's one of my favorites. But now we get to The World's Strongest. All right. So The World's Strongest. This one could be a doozy. Now I gotta remember what Goku was wearing in this one. I think Goku's wearing his King Kai uniform. What I mean by King Kai uniform is it says normal gi, but on the back he has King Kai's insignia on it. So that's what I mean by King Kai's uniform. So that right there already puts this into the time of Vegeta and Nappa coming to Earth. Okay, we gotta remember that. So this movie, I'm gonna say it. It ain't canon. It ain't canon. There's one specific reason why I'm saying The World's Strongest is not canon. Remember, I just said that I believe Goku's wearing his freaking King Kai uniform in this one. I could be wrong, but if I'm just trying to remember, because he does have access to the Kaioken and Spirit Bomb techniques, which he learns from King Kai to fight the Saiyans with. Now, the reason I say The World's Strongest is not canon, and this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I gotta say it. Piccolo. The entire fact Piccolo even makes a slight appearance in this movie makes it non-canon. Why do I say that? Let's look at the facts. Goku is alive here. Okay? Alright, he's alive. What does that have to do? Remember, Goku was wished back with the Dragon Balls. But he was still coming back from Snake Way at that point. Goku would not arrive on Earth until after, Nappa's done his thing. His thing including the death of Piccolo. You see what I'm getting at here? If Goku's here on Earth with his King Kai abilities intact, that means Piccolo should be dead. In fact, even Shenron appearing makes this movie not canon. Yes, even Shenron, because again, Piccolo is dead. That means Kami is dead. Kami is dead, that means Shenron is now unavailable. So the fact even the Dragon Balls make an appearance in The World's Strongest instantly makes it non-canon. I don't have to look at anything else. Piccolo's here, Shenron's here, non-canon. It's a good movie still, but as opposed to placing it in the canon, it's not. There's no possible way to fit that into the canon. The only way you could is if if we're in this Frieza saga and Goku and the others are on Earth and this happens and all the events of the World's Strongest just happen to be, which is totally impossible, but yeah, this movie's not canon. So we go from one movie that pretty much could be canon entirely to a movie that's not canon. Wow, this is a good contrast. Okay, up next. The Tree of Might. Tree of Might. I like this movie. I like this one a lot. It has one of my favorite movie villains in the form of Turles, because he was pretty much the precursor to Goku Black in Dragon Ball Super, an evil version of Goku. But I like Turles better than Goku Black because unlike Goku Black, this isn't just some other person hijacking Goku's body. This is legitimately pretty much what Goku would be like if he was, if he didn't hit his head, if he was still just a pure-blooded Saiyan doing his Saiyan stuff. This is what Goku would be like. Which I actually like, and I gotta wonder is that the mentality they were going for in this movie. But this is not a review of Tree of Might. This is me saying, could this movie be canon? And, oh god, this movie. Okay. Goku still has his Kaioken and Spirit Bomb abilities. Now, it should be worth noting that Goku's variety of Spirit Bomb here is of the smaller variety. The one that could fit in the palm of your hand variety, you know? Excuse me. And so that's also important to know. Like, he's only using the small Spirit Bomb. Could he use a bigger one? Maybe. But he's using a smaller version of it. Which means that this could be maybe this could be during a break time of the Saiyans. Who knows? Either way, Tria Might ain't canon. I'm not saying this just to be a negative piece of crap. No, I'm saying confidently it's not canon. Mainly because, again, I gotta point this out. Piccolo is here. He shouldn't be here. I believe he still should be dead. Replacing this pretty much in the Saiyan post-Saiyan saga. Piccolo should still be dead. As well as a few other characters that want to make an appearance, a la Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu. I'm happy to see them getting a fighting role in the Dragon Ball movie. That's at least refreshing. But no, like Piccolo, they should all be dead. They should all be dead. Oh god. So it's like it's like right there you can see like the people, they weren't intending on making these movies canon. It's just that at some points, there are certain events that line up with the actual anime. It's like, this movie could be canon. They weren't going for that, but it could be canon. Though I think the newer movies, they definitely were trying to go in that direction. I don't know, but especially with the older movies, it seemed like that wasn't intentional. So it's like, hey, we just need to make this movie cool. Let's put in all the Z Warriors. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna say it right there. The fact Piccolo, Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha make an appearance in this movie, I think makes it non-canon. I don't believe there's a point where they all could be alive and well. In fact, Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha were never wished back until after the destruction of Namek, which has not happened in this movie. I will tell you that right now. Goku ain't going Super Saiyan, because for a daggone fact that boy would have went golden on Turles in an instant. But no, he ain't going Super Saiyan. So this is not post-Namek, meaning Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu, they all can't be alive right now. They all can't be alive, so right then and there, this movie is non-canon. It's non-canon, yay. I'm also rushing through this. Oh, sorry for the yawn. I'm also rushing through this because, well, I don't want to take 50 minutes trying to explain this. Okay, next up on the list is Lord Slug. This is I keep every time I go to the movie, it's like, this is an interesting one. They're all interesting ones. They're all relatively good. I give them I give them a good score. There is one, however, I rank below all of them, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But Lord Slug. All right, Lord Slug. This one, I won't lie. This one's pretty hard. Mainly because it's hard for me to kind of decipher where in the timeline this would fall. So we have Goku, who has his Kaioken Spirit Bomb abilities. That much is certain. He has those abilities. However, Gohan has his bowl cut in this movie. Yeah, he has his bowl cut. His bowl cut does not appear until Namek. So this implies that we're in the Namek ages now. We're in the points of Namek. And again, I gotta be honest, people. I don't think this one's canon. Again, I'm just saying, like, 'cause I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I don't think Lord Slug could be canon either. Because the only time Goku could be alive, well, he is alive, but could be well enough to fight is after his encounters with Captain Ginyu. And if we're talking Namek, I don't think that there was any downtime before they departed for Namek where Goku was healed. Remember, people, By the time Gohan gets his bowl cut and leaves for Namek, Goku's still in the hospital because of his fight with Vegeta. I don't think he took a senzu bean, right? Like he does in anime. Freaking radios in Gohan like, "Hey son, I'm Goku. I'm healed. You want to come back to Earth real quick?" Gohan's like, "Daddy, I want to come back to Earth with you." They're gonna shirk their responsibilities. No, I don't think so. There's no so like even that it just contradicts what happens in anime. So yeah, it's not canon. It's a cool movie, but it's not canon. I actually like the idea of Slug. He's a pure evil Namekian. You know, he's not like Piccolo, who was bad at first, but was eventually won over. You know, he's kind of like a King Piccolo 2.0. No, really, he is. He wishes to be younger. But yeah. So, oh, wow, my God, I'm yawning so much. I'm sorry, but anyway, so yeah. Also, Goku goes false Super Saiyan, and they want to try like, oh, this is Super Saiyan, lol, 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 lol. And I assume that's the reason because I guess Lord Slug came out before Goku's big fight with Frieza, so yeah, it was still up in the air what a Super Saiyan would look like. I don't know, but that's just monotony at that point. Anyway, Lord Slug is not canon. I just don't see how it could be possible for that to be canon with the events that are laid out in front of us. I don't see a timeline where Goku gets healed that quickly enough before Gohan and them leave for freaking Namek for Lord Slug to come and invade Earth. Like, I just don't see it. Also, Piccolo's alive in this movie. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to beat a dead horse by saying, Piccolo shouldn't be here. No, I know Piccolo's alive. I know that. I'm just saying that I just don't see it. If there's a way it could fit, then by all means tell me. And actually, that just goes for this entire video. You know, if you have differing opinions, please feel free to tell me. You know, whether you think that, oh, this movie actually could be canon because, you know, this. You know, actual, logical, differing opinions, people. I don't sit here and comment like, oh, you freaking scrub, this isn't canon. How could you possibly, think this is canon? Cause it's not. Cause if you look, you're gonna see, Don't sit there and be a know-it-all child, please. If you have different, if you're like, no way, okay, I see what you're saying, but I personally don't think this could be canon. Here's why. You know, if you're just gonna be like that, then cool. By all means, tell me. I would love to hear your opinions. But anyway, yeah, as for my opinion, Lord Slug ain't canon. So, cool. Okay, next up, Cooler's Revenge. Alright, I like this one. Okay, so first thing is first, Cooler's Revenge. Goku can go Super Saiyan in this movie, so that immediately points this in his fight with Frieza. Now, there's a specific line that Cooler says in this movie that really points out where this could fall in the timeline, and that he mentions shock over his brother being defeated. You know, so that means this is after Goku's fight with Frieza. And yeah. Now, this points the problem. Because, as we all know, Goku escaped to Yardra after his fight with Frieza. He didn't come back until after Frieza was killed again. The events of this movie imply this is after Goku's fight with Frieza on Namek. And also, I want to point this out. Vegeta never makes an appearance in these movies. He never does. Well, I guess logically, from Lord Slug to this one, he doesn't make an appearance. He doesn't make an appearance. Even in Cooler's Revenge. You would think he would be here for this, but he's not. But no, he doesn't make an appearance in this movie. which is weird, but I don't know. But yeah, so this one is odd. Gohan still has his bowl cut. Now, man, I just don't see how. Listen, okay, Goku. This is after his fight with Frieza, meaning he should be on Yard Rat right now. He should be on Yard. Now, if things were a little different, I could see this movie being canon. But as of right now, I don't think this could be canon. It could be. People could say it's canon. I could see why, but me, I don't know. It's just I feel like Goku really shouldn't be present. And this can't take place after his heart, like after his return to Earth, right? I mean, I guess it could. I mean, because there was that little time skip of like 3 years before the androids came, but they spent that time training, which was clearly denoted in the anime. This probably could be part of their training. They fight a clone of Frieza. No, I don't know about that. But yeah, I just don't see how this could be canon. This one's kind of confusing to me. I said Lord Slug was hard. This one's also pretty hard. Cause at one side of me is like, this actually could be canon. The other side is like, I don't know, Chief. Something about this seems fishy, but that's just me. So this one isn't going to be a. It's not. This one I'm not gonna say it isn't canon, but I'm also not gonna say it is canon. This one's gonna be a. We'll leave it up for discussion. So we'll leave this one up for discussion. Also because I don't particularly remember most of the events from Cooler's Revenge. I just know that Cooler's final form looks like Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it features one of my favorite scenes of Goku transforming into a Super Saiyan. I don't know why. It's just the music and the atmosphere. It's just all cool. Next up, Cooler's Return of Cooler. I don't know why I said Cooler's Revenge. I always get that mixed up. I keep thinking Return of Cooler is Cooler's Revenge, but it's not. But no, Return of Cooler. This movie made history. You know why? Vegeta made an appearance in this movie. That's it. Okay. Now, Return of Cooler always stumped me as a younger person because I always thought like, oh, this is still in the time Goku fought Frieza. But I was stupid because Vegeta makes an appearance. Not just Vegeta, but a Super Saiyan Vegeta. Uh-oh. And Goku's here. Uh-oh. That's not good. Why is it not good? Well, let's see. Vegeta's a Super Saiyan. Goku is here. Now, Trunks is gone, so that puts this after the fight with Mecha Frieza and all that. However, remember, we still got that training arc and the androids, neither of which makes an appearance here. Which makes sense. It's a movie. Why would they make an appearance? Why would they make an appearance? It's about Cooler. But hey, Vegeta's a Super Saiyan. Meaning this is after their fight with Android 19 and 20, I presume. Goku should have a heart virus. He should not be able to fight. The only time he gets over that heart virus is when Cell appears. Which he ain't appeared yet. I can tell you that. So, yeah. Goku being here kind of hinders this movie from being canon. Oh, no. You can probably guess my overall synopsis, huh? Yeah. This movie, I don't think is canon. Now, see, I always hamper at this because I want this to be reality. Please, Toriyama, whoever makes the Dragon Ball movies, if you're listening, if you're somehow watching this video, give me a Dragon Ball movie where Vegeta is the main character. Please, let him save the day. That would be I'm just going crazy here. But basically what I'm going into is that if Vegeta was the only main character of this movie, it could be canon. Piccolo's here, it makes sense. Gohan's here, it makes sense. Krillin's here, it makes sense. The characters line up. Goku just does not line up. So, yeah. If Goku was absent in this movie, alright, now we got a canonical movie. Now we got a canonical movie. However, it's not. Anyway, so that's Cooler's Revenge. It's a cool movie. It's a cool movie. So this is also another one of my favorites. As well as Cooler's Revenge. So those two are also some of my favorite Dragon Ball movies. I love those. Moving onwards, Android 13. Another one of my favorite Dragon Ball movie villains. I love Android 13. He's the only like southern villain you get. He's the only true American villain you get. But anyway, now this movie tries to throw a curveball at you. It opens up with the death of Dr. Gero at the hands of Android 17, which is a canonical event. So it's like, hey, this movie could be canon. This movie could be canon. Oh, what's that I see? Is that a Goku? Is that a Goku in my movie? Yeah, come on, people. Come on. You're gonna try to trick me with that, but then put Goku in this movie? Come on. That would mean Cell's around. Wouldn't he be a bigger threat than another android? Right? Come on. Come on. You can't expect me to believe that they're just gonna shirk their just once again they're gonna freaking disregard responsibility to go fight another android. Like, come on, people. Why does Goku have to be here? Why does he have to be the main character? What's wrong with Vegeta taking the spotlight, huh? What's wrong with him taking the spotlight? Well, you don't like Vegeta enough for him to take the spotlight, so you put Goku in here, which makes this movie not canon? Oh yeah, right. Super Android 13 isn't canon. It's a cool movie. It features one of the coolest villain deaths in a Dragon Ball movie. The spectacle of Goku annihilating Android 13 at the end, that's an absolute treat for the eyes, and I always will look on YouTube to watch that. I find pleasure in another person's death. That's not morbid. Anyway, but yeah. Goku's here, he shot the heart virus, blah blah blah. I mean, even in the opening, when they show the events of Dr. Gero getting killed, they don't show Goku. You had it going right in the beginning. Why put Goku in here to screw it up? Why you do this to me, movie? But yeah. Cool movie, but unfortunately, again, not canon. Alright. Oh, here we go, baby. Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, is up next. Now, this movie, I got a bit of history with. This was actually the first ever Dragon Ball movie I actually watched. Yeah. But we're not talking nostalgia here, but yeah. This one here is the big one. After a slew of not canon, could be canon, but not really. Not canon. This one is different. Let's take a look at what we got here. We have Goku. Oh god, Goku's here. It's not canon. No, here, wait. Hear me out. We have a teenage Gohan who's able to go Super Saiyan. You know what that means? It means Goku can be in this. No, I'm just kidding. No, it means that this takes place during the time of the Cell games. Now, this raises a point of interest. This could leave people divided, you see, because people want to think that, oh, this couldn't take place during the Cell games. But you gotta remember, people, he gave them 10 days until the Cell games happened. Who's to say Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan doesn't happen during those 10 days? Right? And I say this is before the Cell games because Gohan never goes Super Saiyan 2, which I find totally stupid. I bet he could. I mean, the criteria's there. Goku and friends are getting beaten to a bloody pulp. Broly's a freaking pure evil being with no regard for human life. Why couldn't Gohan go Super Saiyan 2? I don't know. But yeah. I personally think, with all that being said, also it's worth knowing we have a grown-up future Trunks. Because again, before the Cell games. I personally think this one could be canon, people. I know, I know, it's crazy, but I personally think this one could be canon. This is gonna be my longest video yet on YouTube. But yeah, I personally think this one could be canon. I think the events are flexible enough to where uh it could fit. It could fit. I don't think there's a beat missing here. The characters all line up. You know, there's a time skip between the Cell games of 10 days. I personally think this one could be canon, people. Now again, I could be wrong. You may have a different opinion. And if you do, feel free to tell me in the comments. But, personally, I think this one could be canon. That's just my thoughts on it. I think Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan could be a canonical movie. With that being said, oh, I've been waiting for this one. BoJack Unbound. This one is an easy one. Now, easy on my decision. What is my decision? Well, we'll have to wait. Alright, so what do we have here? We have Go. This movie also, I'm just going to say it right now to just get this out of the way. This movie also made history because now this is the first Dragon Ball movie where Goku is not the main character. Yes, Gohan is our main protagonist now. And what does that mean? That means Goku is dead. He's dead, people. Guess what that means? This is after the Cell games. Oh, baby. It's after the Cell games. Goku is dead. I mean, Trunks at one point in the movie even makes reference to that when Vegeta comes to the fight. Even Vegeta himself plays in the role where he sees there's this big tournament going on, and Vegeta's like, "Hey, yeah, no." And Trunks at some point says about Vegeta's "I don't get you, father. You've withdrawn into the shadows ever since Goku's been gone, yet here you are defending us," or something of that nature. This means this is after the fight with Cell. And Gohan can go Super Saiyan 2, which is the most beautiful part of the movie. You know what else is beautiful? This movie is 100% canon. No bones about it. You cannot argue with me on this one. This one is 100% canon. I will stake my life on it. This is 110% canon. You know why? We don't know what happened after the Cell games. Gohan beats Cell, and now suddenly he's grown up. A 7-year time skip. We don't know what happened in those 7 years. This could be one of them. This could be one of the events that happened. I mean, out of all the Dragon Ball movies that were yeah, this could work, no. Everything in this movie works. Gohan's here. He goes Super Saiyan 2 as he should. And as such, Goku is dead. King Kai is dead because his planet has been blown up. Heck, even the act of BoJack being here is explained through canon. You know why? King Kai says that BoJack was released because Goku teleported Cell to his planet, blowing it up, which released the seal on BoJack. You see? It ties into the canon. This is a canonical movie. Unlike the others, I'm confidently saying that. It's a canonical movie. I like that. I like that a lot. Which makes BoJack Unbound. Actually, BoJack Unbound, I'm going to say it, probably my second favorite Dragon Ball movie ever. I love it. But yeah, 100% canon. You can't tell me it's not. You can't just tell me it's not canon. It is 100% canon. Future Trunks being here is just a formality. Everything else, I think this movie is 100% canon. Who's to say Who's to say Future Trunks couldn't have reappeared at some point, Who's to say he couldn't have? I mean, he beat the androids and Cell in this timeline. It's peaceful. He could come back with no repercussions. Alright. Anyway, moving on. Broly's Second Coming. Now this one is a big one. Not only is the second Broly movie to be released, but This also now takes place in the brand new age of Dragon Ball. Now we are no longer in the Cell arc. We're no longer in the Saiyan. We're not in Frieza. We are now in Majin Buu territory. Alright, so what we have? And as such, we have an adult Gohan. Neat. Goten and Kid Trunks also make an appearance in this movie, as well as Videl. So that's pretty cool. The fact that Goten and Trunks cannot perform fusion, or they don't. I'm just gonna say they can't. That means that this is before the events of Majin Buu's release, which means this puts this in the World Tournament saga. Goku is dead. And yeah. So, could this movie be canon? Well, I guess we're back to how I normally think about things. I'm gonna go on a limb and say possibly. I mean, it could be canon, all right. It could be canon. I could see why this movie could be canon. Some people may say it's not canon for this or that. I personally think it could be canon. Now, the reason why people might say it's not canon is because, oh, they gotta do the World Tournament. How can they do that? And Broly's coming to Earth and blah, blah, blah. When he missed the World Tournament? I don't know. This could happen before the World Tournament. I don't know. It could be canon. It couldn't be. I actually think upon a more thorough approach, we're probably going to put this in the discuss for later category, like I did for Cooler's Revenge. I think this one is probably more so in there. It could be canon, but it also couldn't. It's up for debate. Now then, oh god, this one, Bio Broly. I don't like this movie. This is my least favorite movie. Mainly because, why do we need this? Why? But, we're not talking about movie reviews. We're talking about whether or not it could be canon, which is kind of like a review. Nah. Bio Broly. Alright. What do we got here? Well, for starters, this one features a very interesting main character cast. Gohan makes no appearance in this movie. Neither does Goku. Neither does Vegeta. Neither does Piccolo. That leaves only a select few people to be our main protagonists. And so, for the first time, and so far only time in any Dragon Ball movie, our main characters are Goten, Trunks, Krillin, Android 18, and Hercule, aka Mr. Satan. Yes, characters you would never see being the main characters are now the main characters, which I actually like. That's actually an interesting concept. I'll give Bio Broly that. So, now the events that this movie tries to depict are after the World Tournament. Preferably when Android 18 throws her match against Hercule so he could win and still be a champion. Android 18 makes a deal with Hercule that she'll throw the match, but he has to give her the prize money. And so that's what's happening here. We actually see Android 18 coming to collect on that, which is pretty cool. Oh, actually, before I go on, this actually just popped into my head. We're going backwards to BoJack Unbound. Another thing that points to that movie being canon is the fact that Hercule at some point makes reference to not wanting to fight Gohan and the others because he says he doesn't want to go up against creatures that, people that could defeat even the mighty Cell. Just point that out there. But back to Bio Broly. Can this movie be canon? Well, I mean, Goten and Trunks still can't perform fusion, so that lines up. Gohan is not present. So again, that could be after the World Tournament happens. Goku is not present also. Now, that possibly could throw a wrench in the plans here because that would mean that they probably have gone on to go deal with the threat of Babidi and whatnot. And well, actually, Well, actually, no. It could check out. I mean, by the time Goku and company were dealing with Babidi, uh, they were they were still fighting in the tournament. So it could check out. You know what? For as much flack as I give Bio Broly, this one probably could be a canonical movie. I don't get why uh Broly is the main villain, but nor why he's a sludge monster. I would think bioengineer Broly would look more like Broly, but I don't know. They went with sludge monster. It also tries to put the three Broly movies into their own timeline because they actually do bring back a character that was from the Broly Second Coming. But yeah, so yeah, Bio Broly. I think this one probably could be canon. It's after the World Tournament. Android 18 sure as heck didn't go off with the gang. Actually, oh wait, I just realized something. If this isn't the point in the timeline I'm thinking of, shouldn't Krillin be off with the others, going to deal with Babidi and Deborah? Shouldn't he be turned to stone? Oh man, Bio Broly, come on! Well, retract everything I said. I don't think this movie could be canon. Good. I didn't like this movie anyway. I'm just kidding. No, seriously, I don't think this movie could be canon now that I actually was not thinking about Krillin there. I actually was not thinking about that. That literally just spawned in my head. I actually was going to overlook that. I did not think about that, but yeah. Shouldn't Krillin be off with the others? Really, it should be only Goten, Trunks, 18, and Hercule that are the main characters, not Krillin. He shouldn't be here. So, what are you gonna do? Okay, up next, Fusion Reborn. Oh baby, I love Fusion Reborn. Okay, I'm sorry. This is my favorite Dragon Ball movie of all time. I love this movie. Anyway, we're not talking about loving movies. We're talking about canonical movies. And Fusion Reborn, is it a canonical movie? Well, let's see what we got. Let us see what we got. Goku is still dead, I believe. Yeah, he's still dead. Pikkon makes an appearance, as well as the Otherworld tournament. Uh, let's see. What else do we got? What else do we got? What else do we got? At some well, should I mention that or should I wait until to mention that? Well, I mean, Gohan has the Great Saiyaman uniform. That's funny. Gohan also one shots Frieza, which is that's probably the most hilarious part in the movie. It's just like Frieza. Okay, I'm probably spoiling. I should have probably put a spoiler warning if you haven't seen these movies yet, but oh well. Um, it's just funny because Frieza shows up in that movie and like it's like I'm Frieza. I'm gonna sink my entire army on you. Gohan's like, boy, get your mess out of here. Punches Frieza in the gut once, and then Frieza explodes. Like what? Really? I'm sorry. It's just funny. Anyway. Let's see. What else do we got? What else do we got? Uh. Oh, Goku can go Super Saiyan 3. Actually, there's a specific line he says while Super Saiyan 3 that kind of hints at where this could be in the timeline. When he goes Super Saiyan 3 against Janemba, he says that aside from Janemba, Majin Buu is the only other person to push him that far in battle. Now, that means Goku had fought Majin Buu. This also means now that this is, yeah, he fought him. So this is after he fights Majin Buu. And I'm just going to say it. Goten and Trunks can perform fusion in this movie. This is the first Dragon Ball movie where they can perform fusion. So this means that this is after the events of Goku fighting Majin Buu and the events of him teaching Goten and Trunks how to do fusion. And then he had to go back to Otherworld. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Even Vegeta's here, and he's dead, which actually checks out. He should be dead. He killed himself, which is cool. This is cool. It's all looking like it's canon. That is until you realize one thing. You know, if Gotenks is here, I would assume Majin Buu is also on Earth. Shouldn't he be the main concern? I mean, he could destroy the planet. Not only Gotenks, but Super Gotenks, right? So they're well into their fusion. They don't go Super Saiyan 3, but they go Super Saiyan. So yeah, I don't know, people. That kind of raises a non-canon flag. If people go to that for the non-canon nature of Fusion Reborn. People always say that, oh, if they didn't show Gotenks, then this movie actually could be canon. Like if they just didn't show the whole events with Earth and all that stuff, and just primarily focus on Otherworld, this actually could be a canon movie. But unfortunately, they focus on Earth, and Gotenks is there. Super Gotenks, which means Majin Buu should be there, but he does not make an appearance. Yeah, Nah, I don't think it's canon. I love the movie to death, though. Don't get me wrong, I love this freaking movie. I could go on and on about how much this movie rocks. Everything about it is absolutely perfect. The animation, the villains, the characters. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Gogeta. Oh, why can't they make Dragon Ball characters that cool anymore? Why? But yeah, I don't think Fusion Reborn is canon. So, with that being said, we are now on to the last Dragon Ball Z movie that I'm going to look at. Wrath of the Dragon. This one is an interesting little movie. How interesting? Well, let's see. Goku is here, and Vegeta is here. Okay, what difference does that make? Aha! We're still in the Buu saga. And one thing to note, both Goku and Vegeta are alive. They are alive in this movie. Yes. Now, Goku and Vegeta are alive, you say. Well, there's only one point in the Buu saga where both of them were alive, and that was the fight against Kid Buu. Alright. So that places us in the timeline. We're now Kid Buu territory. I preferably think this is after the events of Kid Buu. After it. We have a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, which checks out. At that point, he was able to go Super Saiyan 3 at the time of Kid Buu. We have Ultimate Gohan, again, which checks out. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You know, it actually checks out. With all that being said, I think this takes place after Kid Buu, but before the end of Dragon Ball Z. So, you know what that means? I think this movie is canon. Yep. Wrath of the Dragon, I believe, is canon. Just for them, just for those events alone, really. I think it takes place in a good enough point in the timeline. That's what makes the likes of BoJack, Broly, and this one canon specifically, because the time in which they appear in the timeline, they would appear, I guess, is that it's flexible enough where you could fit those in, right? It's flexible enough. Like BoJack Unbound, it takes place after Cell. You could fit that in anywhere after Cell, but before the Buu saga begins, right? And same with Wrath of the Dragon. It takes place after Kid Buu is defeated, but before the end of Z. Who knows how much time passed in between there? You could fit that into there. You know, like, it's that flexibility that allows it to be canon, in my opinion. And I will say that Wrath of the Dragon is definitely canon. Huh. So, with all that being said, we have, out of, 13 movies? 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 13 movies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 13 movies that are canon. Again, not counting Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Dragon Ball Super Broly, or all those. But of the 13 original Dragon Ball Z movies, 5 of them, at least to me, are canon. 2 are up for debate, but for the most part, 5 are definitely canon. So yeah, that really shows what the creators were going for. I am now at 55 minutes on this video. Why do I do these things? Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Again, like I said, if you have differing opinions on whether or not this movie is canon, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments. Speaking of which, I don't normally say this a lot, but like, comment, subscribe. You know, I'm just a normal guy making content on YouTube when I can. Be nice to have some support. You know, support. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications on my next video, even though I have no set schedule, so you don't know when I'm gonna upload. But but yeah, that's it for this movie. Like I said, I'm not good at this type of stuff. I wish I could like have clips of the freaking movies or whatever shown to illustrate what I'm saying, but I just can't do it. I don't have the skill for that, so you'll have to take my word for it. Anyway, I'm going to end this video before I reach an hour in. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you when I decide to do another video, I guess. When will that be? Who freaking knows? Anyway, bye.